Starting out in Seattle with the Seahawks, they lost players including Von Wallace, George Fant, Tyler Lockett, Jermont Jones, DK Metcalf, and of course Geno Smith. They ended up gaining guys like Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Cooper Kupp, DeMarcus Lawrence, and of course the big one, Sam Darnold. And overall, I mean, of course they lost some good players. I think bolstering the defense with a veteran presence like DeMarcus Lawrence is a very good idea. Of course, essentially flipping their number one receiver, Cooper Kupp, for DK Metcalf. Although I feel like JSN is probably going to take that starting or number one role now that DK is out of there. Which overall, I think it's a pretty good and smart move. And by far the absolute steal of the offseason, managing to get Sam Darnold. The Vikings are obviously stupid for letting go of Darnold. He just carried a rebuilding team to 14 wins. Bad quarterbacks don't do that, alright? Mediocre quarterbacks don't even do that. He is a good quarterback, and I'm excited for him in Seattle. But overall, I still feel like it was a pretty successful overall, at least offensive shift in how they're going to be looking next year. And I think that they did it pretty well. So I'm gonna give them a B because they definitely had some key losses. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna bump it up to a B+, maybe even low A-. But I think they're doing the right things overall. Now for the San Francisco 49ers. A lot of things happened. They obviously traded Deebo Samuel. They lost Charvarius Ward, Leonard Floyd, Dre Greenlaw, Vondre Campbell, Isaac Yiadom, Aaron Banks, Jalen Moore, Talanoa Hufanga, Elijah Mitchell, and even Jordan Mason. Overall, they lost so many quality players, while only gaining guys like Luke Farrell and Mac Jones. I mean, those are the highlights. But I mean, some positive. They extended George Kittle, re-signed Kyle Juszczyk, and obviously this is after the draft. But I'm looking at this from purely the free agency part of the offseason. I'll do another video where I do skip the total offseason grades. But this is just the free agency and the 49ers. I mean, they have depth. If this happened to most other teams, it would be disastrous. But this team had 6 or 7 wins last year, and they lost so many players. When you compare what they gained to what they lost, it's not pretty, essentially. This might be one of the worst offseason grades. I'd probably go with an F. This was pretty miserable. And now for the Los Angeles Rams. They lost guys like Bobby Brown, Michael Holt, Demarcus Robinson, Joseph Noteboom, Jonah Jackson, Cooper Kupp, and that's about it. There are some minor ones, but overall losses were not bad at all. However, they did gain guys like Coleman Shelton, Poona Ford, Britton Covey, Nate Landman, and of course the big one, Devontae Adams. Also re-signing Matt Stafford. And I mean, I don't see this team doing anything right now, but, I mean, they didn't lose too much. I mean, Cooper Kupp for Devontae Adams, at this point in their careers, Cooper is better, but, it's really not bad at all. But considering that they're a team that's not going to win more games because of this offseason, I'll give it a C+. Wasn't bad, wasn't necessarily good. Now for the Cardinals, they lost some guys, including Kaiser White-Wheel Hernandez, Matt Prater, Dennis Gardeck, Michael Pilardi, Roy Lopez, and that's about it. Overall, they didn't really lose anybody major. But to replace these guys, they signed guys like Akeem Davis-Gaither, Jalen Jones, Calais Campbell, which is obviously a pretty fun one, Josh Sweat, and Jacoby Brissett. But they did re-sign Kelvin Beachum and Trey McBride, so not bad at all. But is it necessarily good? I mean, again, this is not a team that's winning now. Their ceiling is probably getting lucky in the wild card, and that's high maximum. But I mean, Kyler, he obviously has the talent, but when your best signing is pretty much a lone Josh Sweat, I love Josh Sweat, I'm an Eagles fan, I love him. But when you see what happens with guys like Hassan Reddick and Javon Hargrave, you can't really be 100% certain that these guys are also going to work out for your team. I think he will, because he's really, really good, and I'm really sad that he's gone. But if that's the staple of your free agency, I don't know. And there were some key losses as well. I don't see this team making the playoffs, but it could have been worse, could have been better. I'll go B-. I think that's fair for the Cardinals. Now for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they signed guys such as Riley Dixon, Anthony Walker, and Hassan Reddick. Yeah, that was pretty much it. They did have some re-signings like Greg Gaines and Ben Bredson, as well as Levante David and Chris Godwin. But then for the losses, they lost Jordan Whitehead, Joe Tryon Shoyinka, Royce Newman, Chase Edmonds, Shaq Barrett, Robert Hainsey, Mike Edwards, and a few other minor ones. But I mean, again, it's like this team, they're in such a terrible division that having a fine free agency is going to keep you in the mix. But like, this is not exactly progressing them towards anything. Like, Hassan Reddick was the biggest signing. I don't know. Really under average, I'd say. This is pretty similar to the Cardinals, but just not a lot of gain. Less gain, I'd say. I'll do C+. I could see a B-, but really not good. Now for the New Orleans Saints, they gained guys such as Isaac Yiadom, Justin Reed, Brandon Cooks, Jonah Williams, and Devon Godchalks, while re-signing Cam Jordan, Chase Young, Tyrann Mathieu, Juwan Johnson, and a couple other guys as well. But they did lose Peyton Turner, Will Harris, Paulson Adebo, and MVS. And honestly, it's not bad. Like, they lost guys, but I think they replaced them pretty well. Like, you know, losing Paulson Adebo is not great, but then you signed Justin Reed. So, like, I mean, it could be worse. I mean, this team is not good, but I don't know. Saints are in a weird spot, but this free agency isn't actually doing too much to help that. But, I mean, they re-signed a lot of guys. I like that. They signed a lot of good guys as well. Nothing too incredible. I'll go B-. I think it's not horrible. And now the Panthers added Rico Dowdle, Sam Martin, Tershawn Wharton, Trevon Morg, Bobby Brown, and Patrick Jones. While they unfortunately lost Velus Jones Jr., Lonnie Johnson, Johnny Hecker, Sam Franklin, Jordan Fuller, Dane Jackson, Xavier Woods, Miles Sanders. I mean, I like where the Panthers are going. I mean, I definitely like Tershawn Wharton and Sam Martin, but like nothing too special. So I mean, I feel like it feels like it should be better, but I don't know if it is. I think I'll go C+. I like C+ for the Panthers. Now for the Atlanta Falcons, they gained Leonard Floyd, Mike Ford, Jordan Fuller, and Divine Diablo. But they did lose Grady Jarrett, Matt Judon, Justin Simmons, Lorenzo Carter, Rondale Moore, Drew Dahlman, Nate Landman, and a few others. So, I mean, they just really didn't add anybody. Like, that's the thing. I guess Leonard Floyd was the biggest, but that's not really saying much. And Divine Diablo. I think that's probably the best signing for them. I really like that, but I mean, this was a draft team. I'm not talking about the draft, but not a good free agency. I'll go D+. That feels pretty accurate. Now for the Minnesota Vikings, who added Jordan Mason, Ryan Kelly, Will Fries, Jonathan Allen, Isaiah Rodgers, Rondale Moore, Eric Wilson, Jeff Okudah. Well, they did lose Cam Robinson, Jeff Tillery, Johnny Munt, Trent Sherfield, Jonathan Bullard, Dalton Reisner, Keel Griffin, Stephon Gilmore, Patrick Jones, Cam Bynum, as well as a few others. I mean, of course, the main one that I haven't said yet is Sam Darnold. And you saw a little bit of my opinion on this with the Seahawks. The Minnesota Vikings. Let me just get, I won't even put a name on them. I just want you to hear this. A rebuilding team goes out, gets a solid starting quarterback, basically on a prove-it deal, just to be there for a year, teach a new guy, right? They do that. This is not the best team. This is a 7-win team maximum. That rookie then gets hurt, is out for the year, doesn't even have a chance of starting. Then the backup, who obviously still has potential, he was picked really high, goes out and wins you probably double, at least double of what you were expected to win, brings you to the playoffs. Obviously his last 2 games weren't good, but what do you expect? That's 2 games. And all of a sudden, all of his expectations are gone. Nobody cares about him anymore. For those first 16 games, out the window. And you just throw him to the side of the road and put your full faith and your franchise, essentially, on a incredibly unproven rookie quarterback who was hurt for an entire year, barely even got to get better. I don't know how, I don't get it. I feel like I'm the only one, honestly. I don't know why. Like, I'm not even a Vikings fan at all. Like, this just pisses me off. I don't know why teams do this. Like, this could work out. It could. Like, J.J. McCarthy could win 14 games, but you took the riskiest road possible. Like, there are so many possible negative outcomes from doing this, and it's idiotic is what it is. Of course, there's totally a chance that they could prove me wrong. Sam Darnold, he could be dog shit. That's with a different team. Like, oh man, it's just 2 games essentially decided Sam Darnold's fate, and because he played shit in 2 games out of the 18 games that he played that whole season, where all those other 16 games he played pretty freaking well, it's miserable. I'm just so pissed. I think Vikings genuinely they had a good free agency. They just lost their starting quarterback, basically, is what it is. They had a lot of good signings. Jonathan Allen, I like that. I like the O-line gains. But it's just stupid. It's just straight up idiotic what they did. And honestly, if they hadn't given up Sam Darnold or even traded him for anything at all, this may be closer to like a B+. This has got to be a C. Honestly, maybe C+ at most, but I think this is a C almost purely because of losing Sam Darnold. Now for the Green Bay mother-loving Packers. They gained Aaron Banks, Mecole Hardman, Isaiah Simmons, and of course, probably the biggest one, Nate Hobbs. While unfortunately they lost Eric Stokes, AJ Dillon, Corey Ballantyne, Josh Myers, Eric Wilson, while re-signing a couple of guys along the way. And I mean, like, this is still a playoff team. Mecole Hardman signing is fine. Obviously, the draft changed the wide receiver room quite a bit. Like, I like Isaiah Simmons, but he's not really good. They lost a couple of pretty quality players, but I mean, they gained Aaron Banks with that, which I think is a good signing. I like Nate Hobbs. I mean, this is what the Packers do. Obviously, they don't do too much usually in free agency, and then just build through the draft, which is a smart way to do it, and it obviously works for them. But just on this free agency, not bad, not the best. I'll go B-, because I do like it. I think it's overall positive. I'll go B-. Now for the Detroit Lions, they lost Carlton Davis, Zadarius Smith, Kevin Zeitler, and Jonah Williams, while they gained Kenny Yeboah, DJ Reed, Avonte Maddox. They also re-signed some guys, obviously, Kirby Joseph, I believe? Yeah, he got the highest extension, I think. Or one of them, I forget who. Got most money for a safety in NFL history, so I mean, that's nice. But overall, they're a contender either way. I really like their signings, like Avonte Maddox, DJ Reed. Those are pretty good, especially the DJ Reed. And I just love Avonte Maddox anyway. I think the biggest loss, though, is probably Carlton Davis. But, I mean, they replaced him with DJ Reed, so, you know, it's not bad. They re-signed a bunch of guys. Lions they're still good to go. I mean, this is reloading and refueling is what this is. I'll go B-. I think they could have done better, obviously. You always can do better, but you don't really know that until they play the games. Now for possibly the best free agency of this video, the Chicago Bears. But starting with their losses, they did lose Keenan Allen, DeMarcus Walker, Gerald Everett, Darrell Taylor, Coleman Shelton, Tevin Jenkins, Patrick Scales, Jacob Martin, Larry Borum, Jack Sanborn, and Jalen Jones. But they did re-sign TJ Edwards to an extension, as well as Kyle Gordon, and a couple of other re-signings. But they did sign Jonah Jackson, Devin Duvernay, Drew Dahlman, Grady Jarrett, Olamide Zaccheaus, Deo Odeyingbo, Jordan McFadden, and the big one, they traded for Joe Thuney, along with Jonah Jackson as well. It's not looking too bad for Caleb Williams all of a sudden, one of the most sacked quarterbacks, I'm pretty sure, in rookie history. But, I mean, this team is doing what you should do before you get your quarterback, but, I mean, they're doing the best they can now that they have their quarterback. I have a lot of faith in Caleb Williams, if I'm being honest. I think he's good. He was sacked a lot. And I mean, they didn't put the best weapons around him, obviously. Keenan Williams maybe wasn't that great. Obviously, DJ Moore is still really good. and guys like that. But I mean, the Bears are doing what they need to, pretty much when they need to. And if any later, it would turn into an Andrew Luck situation. They did lose a good amount of players, but I think they just replaced them so well. They did what they needed to do. Again, I've said this a trillion times. Bears, probably A minus. Probably, I'll go A minus. Now for the Washington Commies, they gained Deebo Samuel, Jacob Martin, Matt Gay, Eddie Goldman, Javon Kinlaw, Jonathan Jones, Dietrich Wise, Will Harris, and of course, Laramie Tunsil. But they did lose Derek Forrest, Mikhail Walker, Diami Brown, Jamison Crowder, Benjamin St. Juste, Olamide Zacchaeus, Cornelius Lucas, Dante Fowler Jr., Jeremy Chin, and the big dog, Jonathan Allen. I mean, it was good. I'm still, as an Eagles fan, I'm not necessarily scared of this team. I'm more just scared of Jaden Daniels. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be a sophomore slump like we saw with CJ Stroud. You just don't know these things, but looking like probably not because they did the right thing, I think. I mean, I'm not scared of Deebo Samuel or anything. He's a very different player than he was even 5 years ago, which is a long time in the NFL, but still. But I do definitely like their defensive pickups, like Dietrich Wise, Eddie Goldman, and others. Well, also obviously getting Laramie Tunsil, which is pretty big. He's older, but he's an offensive line. I think it was a good trade for them anyway. Commanders, I'll go B. I think it was a solid to pretty good free agency for them. Now for the New Jersey Giants. They added Victor Dimukeji, Chauncey Golston, Javon Holland, Chris Board, Paulson Adebo, and of course, Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. While they did lose Isaiah Simmons, Adoree Jackson, Azeez Ojulari, and a few others. But I mean, this was good for the Giants. I mean, like, I think it was overall a fine one. I like what they did with the defensive backfield. But, like, obviously, quarterback situation got crazy with the draft, but I really do like picking up Jameis Winston and especially Russell Wilson for developing, the young quarterback. Because now you have two starting caliber quarterbacks, one who took a good team to a playoff game. So, I mean, that's pretty good. But obviously, the Giants aren't exactly in a position to become a playoff team anytime soon. I think Russell Wilson is good, but he's not good enough to carry this dog water franchise to 8 wins. I mean, it may be 8 wins, maximum 8 wins, but they're going in the right direction. Overall, I think I'll go B+. I really liked what they did. I could even see an A- thrown in there as well, but I think I like the Giants offseason. Now for the Dallas Cowgirls. They gained Jack Sanborn, Kyer Elam, Javonte Williams, Dante Fowler Jr., Miles Sanders, Joe Milton, Peyton Turner, and Kenneth Murray. But they did lose Carl Lawson, Chauncey Golston, Rico Dowdle, Jordan Lewis, Eric Kendricks, Brandon Cooks, and of course, DeMarcus Lawrence. But news today, this morning, as the day that I'm recording, they have traded for Georgie Pickens, the locker room cancer from the Steelers, who is very talented. Love his game. Fantastic player. But he's a Steelers wide receiver, is essentially what it is. So he's a little off his rocker. But the move, in my opinion, I mean, it's the most Cowboys move possible. Not paying attention to the future where you're going to have to pay him. It's just looking at now. We get him for 1 year at least. Win now, you're all in, but the Cowboys aren't all in. Like, when have they been all in since the mid 1990s, right? Like that, they always say it every year, but they never are. And I mean, they lost a lot of guys. They didn't really gain too many quality pieces, in my opinion. The best is, I don't know, I guess George Pickens, but is George Pickens like? How much is the off-field stuff gonna, not even really off-field stuff, just the mental stuff, and the locker room presence, how is that gonna shape out? I don't know. I'm cheering for this team to suck hot ass, which I think they probably will. Who's even Schottenheimer? Like, that is a Cowboys coach, I tell you what. That sounds very Dallas, but I hope Jerry Jones lives for 50 more years so we can get at least 50 more years of the Cowboys sucking. I'll do a D+. I'll be nice, because I mean, they got some running backs, so I guess that's fine. And now for my Philadelphia Eagles, Super Bowl champions, world champions. Philadelphia Eagles saved the best for the last. Let's get into it. In terms of the players that we lost, we definitely lost quite a few. Isaiah Rodgers, CJ Kenneth Gainwell, Britton Covey, Milton Williams, Avonte Maddox, Fred Johnson, Paris Campbell, Mekhi Becton, Josh Sweat, Kenny Pickett, Oren Burks, and Darius Slay. As well as, unfortunately, saying goodbye to an Eagles legend, BG. Closest I came to tears in a long time when that man retired, I tell you what. That was rough, but, I mean, great career. Absolutely love the guy. Fantastic person. And, I mean, good to see him go out on top, so can't really ask for much more. But in terms of gains, we did gain Matt Pryor, Charlie Houlette, DTR, Josh Uche, Kyle Granson, Kendall Lamb, Avery Williams, Adoree Jackson, Azeez Ojulari, Patrick Johnson, A.J. Dillon, Harrison Bryant, Terrace Marshall Jr., and Kenyon Green. While we also re-signed Ben Van Sumeren, of course, the fullback that Jeffrey Lurie is trying to, bring back as a position, which is pretty cool. Cam Jurgens, Zach Bond, Saquon 2K Say, and Lane Johnson. Overall, I mean, we lost a lot, but we gained a lot as well. And it really sucks to lose guys like, Oren Burks, Mekhi Becton. Oh, we built him up. Stout University, man. Isaiah Rodgers, CJGJ. Oh, I love CJGJ. Milton Williams as well, but I mean, and Fred Johnson. Oh, so unfortunate. But they're making money. I gotta be happy for them. But like, I'm never gonna question any move that Howie Roseman ever does, ever, no matter if it's a draft pick, no matter if it's a trade, no matter if it's a signing. This man is, he should be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, if not the Eagles Hall of Fame 3 times over. Oh my god, I love that guy. So like, I mean, it's just replacing guys that we can replace with guys that are going to replace him and start. We have great coaching. And, like, I have full faith that we, at the very least, have a good chance of going back-to-back. That's the goal for this year, and, I mean, on the outside, we lost a lot of guys. I want to be honest. We definitely lost a lot of good guys. But I have a lot of faith that Adoree Jackson, Azeez Ojulari, A.J. Dillon, and Kenyon Green are going to be quality pieces on this team. I have no doubt they're all going to be at least decent starters. So I'm gonna go C+, because we lost a lot. You know what? I'll be fair. I'll go C, because I think we definitely lost a lot more than we gained. That's the price you pay for being the best team in the NFL, and it had to happen. But thank you so much for watching. I will be putting out another one of these videos for total off-season recap and rankings. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Go Birds!